Yes, welcome everyone to this brand new trade breakdown on gold. It's today the 7th of July and we've placed buy positions on gold. And we had some members making insane profits today once again. And we had this member, Amariot, making 14,000 euros today on just one position. And we had another member, Case, making close to 4,000 euros just today, and he withdrew 1,000 as well, as you guys can see here. And I'm gonna take you guys straight into this position and how we came to this trade. So take a look. We have the gold chart right in front of us on a 4-hour time frame. We came from these lows, taking out some liquidity here, retested this area, and then we went back up. We of course have a lot of supply laying around here because we've been bearish for a long time now. And I hope now we can see a change in character and gold can finally move back upwards. But on the 4-hour, we immediately spot that we have this previous level of supply, which has now turned into demand. We call that a swap area, a swap zone. Gold sold off right here, came back, tested this area, dropped down, came back, tried to go for a second time, failed. Price broke out of this level of previous supply and came back, retested this area. So now this part of the swap zone, which is called a demand zone, is now functioning as an area where we can buy off. So obviously we want to have a better risk to reward ratio because, as you guys can see, this area right here is almost 300 pips just for this zone. And we of course want a smaller area so we can have a better risk to reward ratio. So we go on a 1-hour time frame and we go search for an area of demand, of course, because now we came to the conclusion that we're bullish. Place our baseline right here. And then we can remove our swap area. And then we're left with this area of demand where we can trade off and see if there's any signs of further bullish momentum so we can start buying. And we see some clear rejections here in this area. So we see this candle right here as a rejection, the second one, third one, the fourth one. And on the fourth one, we have placed our long positions. But before anything, we also need to know where we're gonna exit our position, because your entries are just as important as your exits and vice versa. So we wanna know where we're gonna step out of this position. And right here, we have the first and the closest high. And we always wanna target the next high or the last previous high. So that has been our target. And we have taken some partials on the way up. Stop loss we had around 200 pips right here. And our take profit, of course, at the previous high, leaving us with a risk to reward ratio of 2, a pip range of 420 pips. And as I told you guys, we have taken some partials. We took our first partial right here, around 100 pips. And then we had our second partial right here. And we will now replay price to see where and how this looked. We always enter our positions on the 15-minute time frame. So before we go to the 15-minute time frame, we're first going to look at the 30-minute because you can always make your zones a bit smaller. I wouldn't go lower than 30 minutes in time frame, because then price action becomes a lot messier. You can also see it in the scaling down from 1 hour to 30 minutes. A lot more candles to look at and a lot more things to take into account. But you could have mapped out this 30-minute of demand and created the same setup on the 30 minutes. Then we scale down to the 15-minute time frame, and now we're gonna watch what price has done. So if we play price approached our area, first rejection, and then price comes back for the second rejection. And there we have our entry signal. Take profit 1 has been hit. Now approaching take profit 2, stop loss at break even, and take profit 3 has been hit. That has been the trade as far for today. Beautiful trade, beautiful textbook setup. So to summarize this full trade and this full analysis, we go back to the 4-hour time frame. And we have, of course, as I mentioned earlier, our 4-hour level of supply previous, which has now turned into demand, which gives us an indication that price might go higher. And if we go lower in time frame to the 1 hour, we can see that we can make our zone smaller to give us a better risk to reward ratio. And then we can look at the 30 minutes. If we can do the same thing, well, we still have demand laying here, so we can do the same thing. We haven't done so today in the premium community. And then we scale down to the 15-minute to get our entry signal. And that's after the third rejection. So going back to the 1 hour, just to show you guys the setup. It's a textbook setup, by the way. We have this rally going up, and then we have our level of demand, so our base. And then we have this leg out of approximately 1,000 pips, roughly 800. And then price comes down slowly, giving us our entry for a 1.2 risk to reward ratio. That was it for today. I want to thank you all for watching this breakdown. If you have any questions in regard to the strategy or the entry exit criteria, make sure to drop them down below in the comments. If you've learned something from this breakdown, also make sure to drop it down below in the comments. I want to thank you guys for watching, guys and girls for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao.